So you've decided to get started on building your personal brand and being more intentional around creating a profitable business, leveraging your skills and expertise. And I'm excited that you decided to do so. But before you get started, I want to give you an unfiltered look at the top 10 mistakes that many people make when building a profitable personal brand. What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to another week and another video with yours truly, Markeith Brayton, where today we're going to be talking about top 10 mistakes that many people make when building a profitable personal brand. As you know, we've been talking about this topic over the past few weeks, and I want to continue to share with you some ideas and some tips on how to build a profitable personal brand for those of you who are career professionals and have a desire to replace that corporate income with a business of your own. And there's no better way than to do that through your personal brand. As a matter of fact, I heard a quote just the other day that personal branding is the top way in helping people to create wealth. And I can agree with that statement, because when you talk about personal branding and you being more intentional about honing your skills and expertise to provide a service or product to the marketplace, you can name whatever type of income you truly want to make in your life. There is no limit. However, there are some mistakes that many of us make. I've made them, and some of my clients have made them along the journey of building a profitable personal brand. And today, that's what I want to share with you. These top 10 mistakes that many people make in building a profitable personal brand. Not only are we going to talk about the mistakes, but we're also going to give you some actionable solutions that will help you along your journey in building your profitable personal brand. And so let's not delay this. Let's go ahead and hop right on into these top 10, because I don't want to be before you too long, but I want to make sure that you get value out of today's video. All right, mistake number 1, lack of clarity. The cardinal sin of building a profitable personal brand for many entrepreneurs and content creators is they lack clarity. They are not clear on who the audience is, not clear on the service or product that you're providing, not clear on the solution that you are providing to your potential clients. And so what I want to share with you is that you want to be very clear on who you're serving, what the product is that you're providing, or what the service is that you're providing, and the transformation. Many people don't talk about the transformation. What will happen if somebody purchases your product or hires you as a consultant, coach, speaker? What is the transformation that they will get from entertaining or engaging with your business? You want to make sure that you're very clear, crystal clear, as a matter of fact, on the problem that you're solving, the service or product that you're providing, and what the transformation is. In addition to that clarity that you will be getting, I want to make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself. So just stick to one particular niche as you are figuring out your clarity. What's your one thing? Who's your one client or customer? And what's your one solution? And what's the one transformation in that one niche? And as you will get clarity, you'll be able to expand into other areas within your business. But I would say stick with one thing until you reach success in that one thing. Mistake number 2 that people make when building their brand is that they ignore their audience. If you try to serve everyone, you ultimately serve no one. And I can think of no better example of this than watching the Tyler Perry documentary. And one of the takeaways that I took from his documentary was that Tyler Perry knew his audience and refused to ignore his audience despite the naysayers, right? Many people were saying that Black people didn't go to movies, or these types of people didn't pay for movies. But Tyler Perry proved them wrong by providing, if we go back to number one, by having clarity on what his audience wanted, what they needed, as well as what the transformation was going to be after they left his plays and his movies. And so by not ignoring your audience will make your pockets full. The more you know your audience, the more you provide them what it is that they desire, the more wealthy you will become. So some ways that you can know your audience more and not ignore them is you can conduct surveys. You can do a poll on social media. You can do phone calls with potential audience and get feedback from them and listen to the words that they're saying, so that when you are creating your landing pages or creating your product, you're using the words that they are using to describe what their problem is and what the solution is, or the transformation that they want. This is great advice. Go watch that documentary by Tyler Perry and you'll fully understand what I'm talking about. Mistake number 3, you have inconsistent branding. That when we look your name up or we look up your business on various platforms, it is not consistent across the board. On Facebook, you're doing this thing. On Instagram, you're doing this thing. On TikTok, you're doing this thing. And there's no cohesiveness in your branding, no cohesiveness with your colors or with your message. And so inconsistent branding is a mistake. But here is the solution. Your solution is to create a brand style guide, or work with a coach to help you create a brand style guide for your fonts, for your colors, even to help you with your messaging and help you to create content that is consistent and that is able to be shared on multiple platforms. But I will encourage you to stick to one. Stick to one platform, stick to one message, stick to one customer or client, stick to one transformation as you are getting started. Because remember, I'm trying to help you not make the same mistakes that I made or many of my other clients made. And so your brand style guide will give you some direction on how to proceed and move forward with your brand and your business as you are talking to potential clients and starting to create content that will help people to find you. We want to make sure that your brand is consistent across all the platforms and across the board. Mistake number 4, you have a poor online presence. It's kind of related to mistake number 3, but you want to make sure that you have a robust online presence. You want to make sure that you include interviews that you may have done on podcasts or been interviewed at different conferences or newspapers. You want to include any type of professional work online. You want to make sure, especially if you're a corporate career professional, that you have a LinkedIn page and that you're able to create content on that LinkedIn page to be able to be found when people are searching your name online. And so you want to make sure you have a robust online presence. And if you don't, you want to start creating that for yourself so that when somebody types in your name or somebody Googles your name, all of the different things that you have done in a positive way, let me say that again, in a positive way, automatically come up. If you were to type my name in today on Google, you're going to see all the various podcasts that I've done, all of the conferences that I've spoken at, even some of my posts from LinkedIn and the other social media channels. And so you want to make sure that you're intentional about your online presence and creating content or creating opportunities for yourself to be able to have something online that's synonymous with your name, that's synonymous with your skills, because the first thing that people do is when they want to learn more about you, or I know for myself, when I want to learn more about other people, the first thing I'm going to do is to Google them. I even sometimes mess around with people who want to get to know me, and I say, just Google me. You'll learn a little bit more about me. And I promise you, who you see right now in front of you is the same person that Google is going to tell you about online. One of the first things you can do, as I shared, is that make sure your social media is up to date. Primarily for those of you who I'm talking to right now, particularly career professionals, make sure your LinkedIn is up to date. But another primary way that you can make sure that people can learn more about you is to create your own website. Create your own website around your brand and your expertise so that, and when people Google your name, markeithbraden.com, stevemcnair.com, whatever it is, your content, your platform, your presence will show up when they are searching for you. Mistake number 5, when building a profitable personal brand, many people fail to realize the power of networking. You want to network. You want to go to conferences where there are individuals who are doing what it is that you want to do on the level that you want to do it on, in the way that you would desire to do it. Because this is an opportunity for you to build relationships. This is an opportunity for you to share what it is that you do, how you serve, how you provide value. Without networking, you won't have a business, because people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. And so you're wanting to build relationships with other individuals who can help you in the direction that you want to go, or who could potentially be a client or a customer. And so you really have to understand the power of networking. Actually, it's something that I've had to work on because I'm not the biggest networker. I do like building relationships, but, sometimes I have challenges around going to networking events. And so I know I've got to get out. I've got to go to conferences. I need to travel to conferences that are outside of my region, outside of my state, so that I can build relationships across the country or across the world. And the only way that I can do that is through networking and attending events. And so I encourage you to network. Not network in the sense of who can provide value to you, but network in the sense of who you can provide value to. The 6th mistake is not investing in your professional development. Stagnation. Many of us get stagnant because we don't invest in ourselves. And you have to look at it this way. You're not necessarily spending money to put money into the pockets of the conference owner or the coach or the consultant or the online course, but you're investing in yourself to make the professional moves that you need to make. I'll never forget when I started investing in myself at higher levels. I used to think about how much money I was spending and not really thinking about how much value I was getting. When you invest in yourself, you want to make sure that you're investing in yourself to get the value that you need to take those next best steps. So one of the things that I always encourage my clients to do if they need other coaching outside of working with me is that you want to identify a person who's doing what it is that you want to do on the level that you want to do it on. And you want to look at their results. What are the testimonials? What are people saying as far as the value that they got from working with that particular coach or consultant? And so make sure that you're investing in yourself. Make sure that you are taking the time that you need to get the professional help and development in order to create the success that you want in your business and your brand. Don't be stagnant. Make sure that you invest in yourself. Mistake number 7 is more on the technical side of things, and that is many people ignore SEO. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And I was one of those many people. One of the things I've done recently is I have invested in myself by taking a blogging course that teaches SEO, that teaches how to do keyword research, that teaches us how to leverage keyword research with blogging so that we can get more views to our website. You don't want to ignore SEO, especially around the keywords that are aligned with how you provide value to your customers or clients. You want to make sure that you are found when somebody is typing in whatever solution it is that you provide. So many businesses exist today without paying attention to SEO. They just have a website that was thrown up, but there was no strategy around keyword. There was no strategy around how they solve problems using those keywords, no strategy around how people will find them on Google. So you want to make sure that you invest in SEO and have some understanding of how it works and how it drives traffic to your business and to your brand. I'm working on it right now, as I stated, and it took me some time to really learn the importance of SEO and why I needed it in order to grow my brand and my business. So do not ignore SEO. Mistake number 8 is also a little technical, and that is knowing your numbers. As you're building your brand and you have your website up, you have your social media going, you're creating content, you need to know your numbers. You need to pay attention to the analytics or the back end of your business. How many people are viewing your landing page? How many people are going to your website? How many people are liking your post? If you have a YouTube channel, where are people falling off on your video? That's something that I need to pay attention to. So you want to make sure that you add Google Analytics to your website so that you can track where people are going as far as the pages, what links are they clicking, so that you can keep track of that behavior. That's what business is all about. It's about studying the behavior of your customers and your clients. What is it that is attracting people to your brand? What is it that people are gravitating to? You may have one particular landing page that has a certain headline and another landing page that has a slightly different headline, and you can cross compare which one of those headlines best captures your audience. We call that A/B testing. But if you don't study your analytics, you won't know what actually works. So be sure to pay attention to your analytics and know what the numbers are saying, because what I know for sure is that numbers do not lie. What the numbers are telling you is helping you with your business and helping you with your content as you are growing your personal brand. Mistake number 9 is more on the personal development side, and that is paying attention to your time management. We all waste time. I'm going to say it. We all waste time on something. But as you're building your brand, you want to make sure that you are using your time wisely, especially if you still have a 9-to-5 and you're wanting to transition into entrepreneurship. You want to make sure you're using your time wisely and getting the things that you need to get done for your business outside of your work. Some of the techniques that have helped me to get things done in a timely manner is the Pomodoro method, where you set certain amounts of time of intensity to get certain things done in a small amount of time, but it's a focused time attention to get certain work done. Another technique I've used is scheduling my day the night before. So I go in my Google Calendar and I schedule my tasks the day before so that I know that I'm going to get those done at the specific time that I stated. And it's right there in my face, in my calendar, and setting up the notifications so that I know, okay, you are wasting a little bit of time. Come back to the work and get it done. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to your time and managing it accordingly so that you can get the things done, so that you can make that transition sooner than later. So make sure that you are not making that mistake of squandering your time. Squandered time is opportunity lost. Mistake number 10, Many people fail to be able to adapt and pivot when they need to in their business. Trends are always coming and going. Things are always changing in this ever-changing world. Technology is always advancing, and sometimes we just simply need to pivot and adapt to the way things are moving. We just recently came out of a pandemic, and one of the things that I had to do in my business, I had to pivot. Instead of providing certain services that I usually would provide to clients, many people shifted to online virtual events. I had not provided that particular service prior to the pandemic, but once the pandemic hit and people started asking me questions around starting a podcast and how to use certain tools in order to put on virtual events, I knew that there was a service that I could provide. And so I pivoted in the direction that my client needed help with, or that my client had a pain for. And that has been one of the most lucrative pivots that I've made in my business. So you have to be flexible in business in order to grow sometimes. You have to be flexible in your business in order to provide the solution to the problems that your clients or your customers are saying that they need. So make sure that you don't make the mistake of being focused, so focused in a sense that you don't see new problems, you don't see new trends, you don't see the new pain points that your clients or customers are having. If you have that flexibility in order to provide what your clients need at the time that they need it, I promise you, your brand will grow and you will be profitable. So those are the 10 mistakes that I wanted to share with you and some solutions. You know, building a profitable personal brand will not happen overnight, but now you have some tools in your pocket that you can use so that you don't make these same mistakes that I made and many other people have made. Well, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, go ahead, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel where we're providing you personal branding tips, personal development tips, as well as giving you some lifestyle video coming to you pretty soon. I just want to make sure that I'm providing value to those who take the time out to watch these videos. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you haven't noticed, I also have a podcast called the Maximize Your Brand Podcast. It has its own YouTube channel. You can search for that in YouTube by just typing in Maximize Your Brand with Markeith Brayton, and it'll take you to that YouTube channel where I've done interviews with various entrepreneurs around building their brand, and they're giving solid advice on those interviews around building profitable personal brands and businesses. So until next time, just remember this: always shoot for the top, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. Have a great week.